Welcome back. I'm Chad. We got ourselves another video. We got ourselves a little P video where there's some young lady. She has a gap. There's a gap right there. It's like a fork in the road.
It's your teeth, Reggie. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal, man.
She is going to say all types of just feminist talking points. It's not gonna be nothing else. But she's gonna get triggered because one guy, name is Mark, not Marky Mark, because he's black. He's gonna use a deep voice while saying that what she said was buffoonery or tomfoolery. In other words, he's gonna respectfully disrespect her. It's not actually disrespect, it's just that I consider it disrespect.
First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
You're gonna see it. She's gonna flip out. She's gonna flip out and she's gonna do what most people do when they freak out. She's gonna get out of here. But this heifer don't know how to stay away. But hold up, just in this video, need you to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. In the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Just let me know that is real. But let's waste no more time. Let's roll the clip.
Oh, you ain't know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.
Now we're talking about wives in you know, and
then I fell asleep, and then the guy came and rescued me and kissed me, and I woke up from my beautiful princess dream. I get it. We've all grown up on Disney. I understand. But it is also okay to make sure the relationship works for you and you see him being your husband as well. It's okay to not want to just look at a guy and be like, oh, wow, like, I can't wait to be tethered to him and not know what he's about. He's just doing whatever they say that he should be doing in the books. No, like, are you genuinely happy? Or are you just there because people are telling you you should be there as a woman and that's your duty and that's what you're supposed to do?
Well, why is it bad that someone would want to support their spouse or their partner? Like I clarified, when you're in a marriage, it's a partnership, it's a unionship. What I'm lacking, he will make up for, and what he's lacking, I will as well. It's not a factor of being a slave, it's a factor of that is the person that I choose to be with for the rest of my life. And whatever it takes for us to be happy, we should both be in agreement that we will do what it takes for us both to be happy. But happiness is found within yourself. It's not found within somebody else. So if you are leaving relationships because you are solely not happy, then you have to, and you're constantly in this back-to-back spat of like, every time I'm not happy in a relationship, I'm going to leave. Then at one point, are we going to reflect on ourselves? Is it me? Like, what can I do to make myself happy? Because my happiness is not determined on what my partner is. I created that happiness for myself, and anything we have together, it just elevates. Not every time are we going to be happy in relationships, but are you going to go through the mud with me, through the thick and thin with me, and regroup that or make that come back? Can we make that happen? That should be just as important, correct?
Got it. I mean, yes, we all want to have a partner that could stand the rain. I understand that. I was speaking in the sense that the words that I'm hearing, it's what she's supposed to be doing. And aren't you supposed to want to serve your husband? Those two words is what my response is based on. A partnership is something that I have been saying from the beginning. Two people in a working relationship that is healthy are supporting each other. Supporting is a key word, but this serving thing, no.
So serving is also supporting. I don't think she knows what she's talking about. Do she actually believe that person serving another person is not also supporting them? I might be wrong, but I'm going to just look up the word support and put it in. Yeah, to endure bravely, quietly, to promote the interest, cause of, to uphold or defend is valid, assist. There you go, assist. A supporting person also assists a person. You do know when you serve a person, you are assisting them. Like a server at a restaurant assist me because guess what? I could have went up there and got my food, but guess what they did? They assisted and went and got the food and brought it to me. A server is also a person assisting you. So it sounds like you want to do what you want to be able to do while married, which is wild. Maybe she don't want to get married. Maybe she don't want to, but I know that'll be a lie.
So Mark, I know you've been paying attention and listening intently. What's your thoughts so far on what you've been hearing thus far? Respectfully,
Marcus, man, I don't know why you trying to involve me in this foolishness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know what my thoughts are, man. It's malarkey, it's tomfoolery, it's buffoonery being on display. Like, It doesn't make any sense. Gentlemen at home, please pay attention, with the exception of Amira. And I'm not familiar with the other ladies, and I mean no disrespect. They could lay out when it was, what is the husband duties? They had a list. When it came time to speak about what their duties are, they struggled to articulate.
No, we didn't struggle. It just wasn't our turn.
Ma'am, may I please land? No disrespect to you. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
an
much.
opportunity to speak.
No disrespect to you at all.
Let's let him finish his statement, y'all.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. He did that very respectful. Like he dismissed you talking. I ain't gonna lie. I respect that. He didn't get rude or nothing. He just said, "Ma'am, no need, no, ma'am." Like he did it with the deep voice and everything. I know that affected her. She got so upset.
There was a struggle to kind of articulate exactly what it was that a wife's duties were, because women don't really have a sense of duty. They don't understand duty. Like the young lady stated, women are more concerned with their personal happiness. And when when happiness is your concern, you abdicate all thoughts of duty. There is no duty when you're trying to be happy. When you get up every day and go to work, you don't want to go to work every single day, but you have a duty to pay those bills that you know are coming on the 1st and 15th.
True.
So therefore you get up when you don't even feel like it, and you go in. Your happiness is not on that sliding scale, because it's delayed and deferred, because what's going to keep you happy is knowing you got a roof over your head, and you know you have a vehicle to hop in that's going to start and get you from point A to point B. And when you open your refrigerator, you'll see groceries that you can consume that can give you sustenance. And that's been allowed throughout history. So at this point, when we're talking about duty on the man's side and on the woman's side, men, we are, from day one, we're told by our mothers, by society, by teachers in the school, we're molded and branded. If you don't do X, Y, Z, if you don't have this by this age, if you're not here by 30 or 40, you're of no value. But that has not been disseminated amongst the community of women. So it's very difficult for them to understand the duties, number one, if they've never been taught. Number two, if they don't have a belief system that reinforces those duties. And number three, if they're putting personal happiness and instant gratification at the top of their list.
That's pretty accurate.
All right, and that leads us probably directly into the next question.
Can I say something real fast?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is kind of like the issue that I have with these panels, right? A question was asked. Not everybody was able to go. One person said something that was, aside from everybody's thoughts. And it's like everybody said it when everybody didn't even have an opportunity to go. You understand? Amira spoke, I think this young lady beside me, there were some things that you probably would agree that she was saying you should be the support. But one person, when it gets the grain, is all the women. And that's what I see a lot in these spaces.
He didn't do that. You're just triggered right now. He didn't do that at all. He actually said, with the exception of Amira, and he did not know the other women. He brought up the other women as well. He just didn't know your names. But the only person he directly addressed was the young lady in the bottom left corner. So you was sitting there upset the whole time. You wasn't listening fully. All right. You was not listening, glasses. It kind of looked like a hit dog holler, but I don't want to say that's you. I don't want to say that's you, but that's what it looked like.
No, we didn't all agree with that. We didn't all have an opportunity to speak.
Didn't say y'all.
So let's just, when we're having these conversations, just call, if you have a disagreement with any young lady, call that young lady out. It's not all of us. We all think very different. Her relationship is going to be different from mine. My relationship is going to be different from Aisha's. How we all think very different. We have our own way. We don't all think the same. Okay. So in that,
1 second, Marcus, before you go, I need to clear something up, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna let her land. Go ahead.
In that particular situation, we didn't have an opportunity. She came in, she was one of the first women to speak. I didn't have an opportunity to speak on what I feel like a woman should bring to the table. I didn't. She came in, they asked her the question. I think Amira had an opportunity to speak. I know Aisha didn't have an opportunity to speak.
You got an opportunity now.
So I agree with Amira. I think a woman should make a house a home. I think a woman should be a man's support system. I believe in it. Help me. I think that one of the reasons why we are so behind as a people is we don't get married. We don't use each other the way we're supposed to be used. Men marry women who can help them get to their vision. That's how I think that men should lead by example. Women should follow their leadership. They should marry someone who they see the vision and they should help him get there. I think that inside the home, women are over to the children. We're nurturers. There are qualities that women have that men don't have, and vice versa. There are things that men are good at. There are things that women are naturally good at. And I think that women should provide those things, right? I think Amira said respectful. You should be respectful to anybody, but of course your husband. Like, that's just...
Ma'am, he agrees with all this you're saying. I think a lot of people agree with you're saying. You just thought he was talking about all the women on the panel, which he wasn't. So now we got to listen to all these words being said that everybody already like agrees with, except for that lady at the bottom left. She don't agree with this at all.
It should be a given. So I think that, and I don't have a problem with the word submit. I don't. I mean, that can be, that's just me personally. And that's just how I feel. I think women should be there to help their husbands, be a support to their husbands in their household. And like I said, the man is the house, woman take care of the home, if that makes any sense.
So if I may just say this to clarify some things, right? I never once said that the lady in the bottom left, that her thoughts and sentiments applied to all the women. I never once said that all of that was the general consensus of all the ladies on the panel. What I said was that the ladies struggled at first to articulate what their duties were as a wife. Whereas when you were asked what the men's duties were, y'all rambled it off like this and I did that to just present the idea and the fact that in society, y'all are told about what we're supposed to be doing, but y'all are rarely ever told what y'all are supposed to be doing. And that was the reason why I brought that point up. But I never accused y'all of having the same thoughts and sentiments as the young lady who I spoke previously. I didn't do that.
He didn't do that at all.
It's just when you said ladies, I assumed you were talking about all the ladies. But
my fault. I'll be more clear.
You don't need to be more clear, sir. Glasses needs to listen more. That's what she need to do. God gave you 2 ears for a reason, sweetheart, to use them. And he gave you 1 mouth. Use that less. You don't need to clear that up, sir. She got triggered over something that wasn't even said. Don't clear nothing up.
Can I say something real quick? Because if that's the case, you made a comment, sir, and you said something about, I want you to see this buffoonery. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I was referring to directly what you had stated, directly to what you said.
I appreciate that, but I'm respecting you, so I expect to be respected as well.
That's too damn bad!
I was only commenting on your comments, not on you as a person, just to make that clear.
This is my opinion.
True.
And I am not a buffoon, so learn how to use your words with tact while you're trying to tell the men to look at the people on this panel as an example. Start with yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Second of all, advocating for your personal happiness is a healthy choice of living for any person on the planet. So I'm not sure why we're trying to encourage women to not pursue their own happiness. That's crazy.
I'll say this. Number one, I don't know if that was an attempt to check me, but it'll never work.
Shut up. No one's trying to check.
That'll never happen.
That's exactly what you tried to do.
Number two, I don't. So we're going to pass right over that.
No,
Number
respect
two,
me. Don't call me
what was said, and I'm addressing this to the panel. What was said was buffoonery and tomfoolery, and I was speaking directly about the comments.
So you just gonna rage quit that fast? He didn't even say that much. All he said was what you said was foolish. Instead of you even combating it a little bit. Oh, that was just stupid. The logic, it made no sense. I'm mad. So I'm gonna say respect me repeatedly. Didn't say that I'm advocating for people's or women's happiness. Just being happy, let you know right now is a bad idea. You don't want to just advocate for people to be happy, because then what if people get happy about some really stupid things and they start doing it? You gotta be pretty clear about when it comes to people happiness. Besides that, then you rage quit. You just ran off. Ugh, respect me. And hit the button. That was that's what kids do that be in those classes. Those classes where they give you Jello and you make those cookies for all the other kids. They put them in the little plastic bags. That's that person. That was that was retarded.
And I was speaking directly about the comments, and I stand firm on what I said about those comments. So one rule I have is I don't argue with women. There's only one woman I'll do a back and forth with, and that's my wife. And we'll be having a discussion if that happens. So all the ladies, You can lose your decorum and be disrespectful as you want. You're not going to get a rise out of me. Doesn't work.
That was it.
Can I say something real fast? And let's just, I know I have my thoughts on things. And I think that we are pretty much everybody in here is on the agreement of what the roles are, right? But we do have to take in consideration that everybody doesn't have those same thoughts, especially nowadays, right?
No, you don't. No, you don't. You ain't got to take that in consideration, because what she's advocating for will cause, it will be so chaotic. It would be so chaotic if each person only cared about their happiness. You do not have to take in consideration. As soon as they say it, you shame it. We need to watch Glasses over here. She over here saying the stuff that she was saying about like, hey, yo, I agree with the submission and all these other things, but you got to watch her, okay? She's the crack in the boat that sinks the ship. You watch her. I advise we throw her off the boat. That's what I advise. Throw her off the boat. Don't give her no support. Let her drop. That's what I say.
May have been raised a little different than other people. And we can tell that by the way people are moving. Everybody doesn't believe a woman should be submissive. Everybody doesn't believe a man should be, we can believe that because we're just more traditional in our thoughts, but it would be, it wouldn't be, what am I trying to say? It wouldn't be an honest conversation if we did not include people who did not have those opinions. Because obviously there are people, we would say roles are reversed, right? We do see that. And we see a lot more of that as years go by. People are moving further away from the traditional roles, more into these modern roles. So maybe that's something that's
because they're selfish. They're selfish. They're just trying to do whatever makes themselves feel good. So let me ask you a question. Should we consider the people who get great joy in impregnating women and then leaving? Should we consider those guys out there? We should just consider them, right? Let's take what their feelings is. The guys who want to try to blow up as many women as possible, but have the actual plan to leave, because all he want to do is spread his seed as much as possible. He wants 150 kids, but he don't want to take care of them. Should we consider that person? The answer probably gonna be no, but that's what happens. It's baby steps. That's yours own thing right now. Let's consider this thing right here. Yeah, let's consider the lady that wants to do whatever she wants to do, but then she get put in a situation. Now she's looking at all the men like, why didn't nobody protect me? Like, you don't take them in consideration. You look at them, you shame them. It's very easy. Look at me. You look at them, then you shame them. That's all you got to do. This other stuff you're saying, that's why you're the crack in the boat. You don't trust people like her.
We do need to maybe discuss, because not everybody thinks like this.
And I have a question.
Can I just say this briefly, and then I'm gonna be quiet for a while. I don't have an issue with opposing thoughts and sentiments. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But the issue is a lot of times when ladies are challenged and they can't really come up with a palatable thought to substantiate what they've been saying, the reaction is usually volatile and disrespectful. And that does nothing except further substantiate our standpoint. If you have a leg to stand on, you should be able to articulate it. You should be able to give data, statistics, whatever it is. And it shouldn't be so contentious. Even if I call someone's statement buffoonery or tomfoolery, if I'm not directing it at you and I'm just coming at your actual comment, there's really no reason to take that personal. That's just grandstanding, centering oneself, and that type of behavior to me is not really appropriate. So I love a back and forth. I thought that's what the panel was about, not a debate, but opposing sides, so we can come to the point is to come to a solution and an agreement so more Black people could get married. That's what I thought was the point of all these panels and discussion. So we need to hear both sides, but we got to do it in a respectful way, and that type of behavior is just not appropriate, in my opinion. That ain't gonna get us nowhere.
Can I get Aisha to comment on what just happened? Please, Aisha, please.
My point of view is this. I think, Mark, you're pretty new to the panel. And so I think that I would say just be careful with your words, because people perceive things in different ways. And I think that people are already hyper emotional because they can't articulate their points for whatever reason. But what I will say is that nobody on this panel can ever speak for me. I know exactly what the duties of a wife are. you know? And so to come on this panel and say, you know, because it was understood when you said that statement that you were speaking for all of us, although that wasn't your intention, that's how it was perceived. And that's why Shan spoke up, because we know what the duties of a wife are. But my concern is the word equality. Equality is not the same for everybody in every relationship, right? And it's like, what are we talking? What are we talking about? Equal what? What are we equal on? So that was the word that was kind of like, I don't really know why that was thrown in there, because if you're talking about a hierarchy, nobody's ever equal. In my job, if I'm the director, the VP is over me, right? We equal in the sense that, you know, we can both get in trouble. You know what I mean? But we're not equal in a lot of ways. But I think today's modern woman is a lot different than me or Amira or Shan or the ladies that's been married for 17 plus years. Like, people, everybody's point of view on marriage and relationships aren't the same. So you got to respect everyone's view, and everybody we know how Sweeney get with these questions. But what I think the duties of a wife is to serve your husband. She said that she's not a servant. She said that that's not something that she's going to be doing. But to me, when you go to work, you serving, you know? So I feel like you're supposed to serve your husband and you're supposed to serve your kids, and you're supposed to make sure that the family is functioning properly and everybody has the emotional support that they need, including your husband. So I think that there a lot encompasses these conversations that we are having. There are going to be one-offs. Everybody is not going to agree. But we on this panel try to respect each other. So that's how I'm saying, Mark. Like, when you said buffoonery, I already knew the shit was gonna hit the fan. I was like,
so real quick,
it's gonna hit the fan at this point, because that one little.
What I just did was skip a little bit past, because I'll let y'all know, I already seen it a little bit. She's gonna come back. This heifer gonna come back. So let's see what happens when she comes back.
And yeah, I'm gonna tell my friend, like, girl, if you don't get up in there, I had to tell my friend to just go ahead and hire, you know what I'm saying, a cleaning lady. Like, you know, you're not domestic. So just go ahead and make sure so when he come home, everything clean straight. You ain't even gotta worry.
And White, are you gonna? I'm sorry, Andrea. Are you finished? Did you finish?
Mm-hmm.
And White, are you gonna present the questions?
Yeah, they was leading into the next question, but everybody was trying to rebuttal their statements. So I figured it'd be fair to let them, since Shan posed such a poignant display of needing to say what she wanted to say. So I figured I'll let everybody get their words out, because there was some highly offensive stuff going on, so people could blow the steam off. I did have a question for Andrea. Do you think that men serve women? Like, the men in the family serve their wives?
No, I don't think. I think they might console their wives or comfort their wives or show intimacy to their wives. I don't think this whole serving, sounds like servitude. I just don't like that term. Like, I just think like a waitress at Bar Louie serves the table. Like,
you on drugs?
But so do you have a negative connotation on just the word serve? Does submission also elicit that same response?
I think it solicits the same response when we're just talking about women submitting and then not actually recognizing that it takes two people in a relationship to be willing to compromise and submit at times. But a lot of times,
you crazy. No, it doesn't. You just made that up. Oh yeah, you know, there's one person in charge. That person in charge is gonna submit to the other person that's not in charge. That's not what it is. The person at the bottom submits. The person at the top just understands and shows empathy to the person at the bottom. He ain't submitting. He's just being a great person. He's being an actual empathetical person.
Come again?
It's called empathy he's showing right there. Is empathetical a word? Let me look that up real quick. No, I made that up. It's called empathetic. He's being an empathetic person. Jesus Christ. I'm not good with words.
See, now that's humble.
Yeah, that's humility.
That's
right
humble.
There.
That's humility.
as when we speak about it in this context, it's like it only applies for the women.
What if I told you that a man has to serve and pay the ultimate price for his family through death? We're expected to lay our lives on the line for our families. Would you then think we serve?
No, I would say that Jesus served the ultimate price in giving his life for everyone. So I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, a man served his family because he like a natural instinct of protection kicked in and like he decided to protect us. Like,
did she just say because Jesus gave his life for everybody? A man giving his life for his family is not ma'am, nobody wants to get deleted. So if you're willing to do that, my dear, it needs to be respected. That sounds wild. He did it, so you doing it ain't a big deal. That was crack.
But didn't Jesus serve us though? Like,
Jesus served everyone, and it wasn't like monolith. It wasn't like, oh, they're all women, I'm gonna like serve the women, or they're all men, I'm gonna serve them. He gave his life for everyone. So like,
that kind of, I'm sorry, I was gonna say that kind of bleeds into the way the conversation is playing, because in the role of hierarchy, as J.R. presented the question, right? It was stated it was God, man, woman, child, and then animals, right? So via that, Jesus served by the religious aspect. He served mankind by giving his life for them, and husbands are primarily doing the same thing for their family. So I don't know if I understand how you could view the word serve, but I think maybe just give it another look. And while you think about that, just think about it for a second.
No, if that heifer is supposed to be going by the Bible, then the woman is supposed to look at the husband as if he is God. And the husband's supposed to look at the woman as if she's the house of the Lord. That's how it's supposed to go. Let me look it up. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. And husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. There you go. Boy, you gotta read the King James version. That international one, their words, I didn't know what they were talking about a little bit.
Think about it for a second.
I just want to say something, because I feel like people speak like about God, then men, then woman, then child, and everyone doesn't believe in that structure. Everyone doesn't believe in that. So
that's true. That's true.
It is what it is.
Does she believe in it though?
I didn't hear her. What did you say?
It doesn't matter if you believe in it. It is what it is. Andrea, I have a question for you. Are you gonna run? Are you gonna run every time it gets hot?
If I feel like it, yeah. If I want to.
No, Andrea,
that's a child.
Don't run.
No.
Defend yourself.
Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna cuss someone out, and I don't want to embarrass myself on YouTube because I've done it before, and I don't want to do it again because I'm an actual person that has a job now. So yeah.
You've been doing that without having to insult anybody. You've been doing that very well so far. I don't know if you noticed. Probably subconsciously.
Well, thank you. I've taken a break for a while because I just was kind of feeling like, you know what?
I'm actually saying the ups. I'm saying you, even though you've been trying not to embarrass yourself, you still have been embarrassing yourself. That's what I was saying.
I think that you're a loser and your opinion doesn't matter. So thanks for sharing, but it was unsolicited. Thank you.
You're not smart. You didn't even hear that he was saying that. That was just wild. Big screen. She's not intelligent. You couldn't even hear what he was saying. I heard it immediately that he was saying, no, you've been embarrassing yourself this whole time. You think because you cut somebody out, now you're embarrassing yourself? So you didn't think you saying, respect me. Respect me. Doing the Grinch stole Christmas dance, doing that is embarrassing as well. You embarrassed yourself. And then the statements you said just sound idiotic. It was nonsensical. It was stupidity. Hey, yo, I don't know where they found this heifer at, but they need to unfind her. I don't know why she's here. She's just here to say feminist talking points and just open her mouth with that gap. Boy, that gap on her is dangerous though. It's very dangerous. But hey, yo, everybody can tell already. When you heard her speak and everything she was saying, I hope she is not Christian. I hope she's not that. If she's that, we are in some trouble. But hey, yo, man, don't worry. I'll be back with another video because I wonder if this one did the thing that it's supposed to do, like, trigger some of y'all. If it didn't, hey man, I always got more. I'm probably gonna add Lapeef into my rotation now. Yeah.
Oh, you know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.